and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my dining room floor. Last video we got started on my giant dining room bookshelf full of dog stuff, and that video was really long, so we broke it up into two parts. So here is the second half of all of the odds and ends, supplements, toys, treats that I needed to organize for my dogs. This I recommend everybody has. This is a Kurgo first aid kit. Kurgo does a lot of good stuff. I have quite a few other things from them, but this first aid kit is, I want to say, probably like 50, 60, maybe closer to 70 bucks now with inflation, but you are set. It has gauze, it has scissors, it has gloves and vet wrap and disinfectant, and it's all nice and compact in this little thing. This one's been on the shelf, but honestly this should probably be in one of our cars. I have one in my car for when I do training sessions as a just in case for people or pets, but we should put this one in the other car just because we have enough first aid supplies here already. But I highly recommend checking out one of these guys if you have pets, if you know someone with pets, especially if you're going to be like active outside doing things, hiking, boating, fun stuff. First aid kit, especially if like they themselves are a little accident prone. All of this stuff can be used on people as well. Football just sitting here. I think I shoved it in here because this was starting to happen. Misty was trying to rip the feet off. For my dogs, I mean, they're gonna tear it apart. They're not gonna ingest it. It's not a safety hazard in that way. And I think that if your dog is interested in toys like this is gonna be a fun one. I was, full disclosure, this was sent to me because I was part of a project and I forgot this existed and that it's here. So I'm gonna let the dogs have this again and see how long it lasts with its little leg. Maybe I didn't just shove it in there and maybe I have a whole thing full of toys for some reason, even though we already have toy boxes for that. Ooh, okay, this is fun. This is a little Kong cleaner. Kongs look like this, but usually bigger. They come in a couple different colors depending on their strength, and they can be hard to clean. So you could just use like a toothbrush or a bottle cleaner, like to clean a Hydro Flask or something. But of course Kong made their own because why not? It's a silicone bottle cleaner. You can get this one if you really want it. I think I probably got this in like a promo box at some point or when they were doing some kind of something. I definitely did not buy this on purpose. So it's fine. I'm gonna keep it around. It's nice to have stuff to clean inside of those Kongs because they do get really gross and you do want to clean them after every single use, but you can get away with other stuff. I have 3 Frisbees here. This one's from Nerf Dog. Again, I know for a fact this was gifted to me at some point. This is sturdy, it's flexible, it's not like that hard plastic. I don't think I've gotten too much use out of this just because I have other Frisbees and I honestly forgot this one was here. But I'm gonna add it into the toy rotation so that I can play with it some more. This one I'm just gonna hold like this. It's a promo Frisbee from a company that does mortgages. I don't know where this came from. This one's cool though. This one I like a lot. This one we play with a lot, especially in the winter when it gets dark really early. This is from the brand Night Eyes and they do like glow in the dark collars and they do little light like collar tags that we use a lot. And you can't tell at all in this video because there's too much lights going on, but see in the middle there it's changing colors. So this whole Frisbee glows. It has a button in the middle and it changes colors. So again, I really like this one. This is fun to play with outside when it is getting a little darker, as long as it's safe to do so, obviously, but it's easy to find because it glows in the dark. It is not the favorite Frisbee though. That's from Westpac. They don't seem like they're gonna be super durable, but those are the most durable Frisbees I have ever seen in my life. This has seen better days. This is from the brand Chuck It. It's one of their bumper, I think is what they call them, water toys. These float. I'm keeping it, but it's nothing too crazy special. The only really different thing is that it floats. And last thing in this bucket is this enrichment toy. This is a puzzle feeder. It's like the lowest level puzzle feeder. All you have to do is lift the little lid here, and this also spins. So you can see like inside here is a pocket and then you can spin it and there's another pocket. 8 pockets and only 4 doors. So your dog has to open all the doors and spin it to get all the treats out. At this point, this is one of like my take-2 event puzzle toys. My dogs can do this very quickly and there's not a ton of ways of making this one more difficult. So instead I'll usually take it to events so that way while I'm talking to pet guardians about training, nutrition, whatever we're talking about, their dog has something to do quietly next to us. I think this is supposed to be like a clothes and accessories bucket. This is just a cute little towel that I think Misty got when she was a little baby puppy. It's kind of sentimental, so obviously keeping that. This is one of our many period panties. I guess the best way to say it, it's a diaper cover. So if you have a dog that is incontinent and they need a doggy diaper, this doesn't do that. This covers the doggy diaper so it looks cuter. However, if you have a dog that goes into heat, you can put a like human menstrual pad in here and then wear this like underwear, and it works really, really well. That's what I would recommend if you have a dog that goes through a heat cycle, whether that's, you know, a one time before they get fixed or if they're intact for longer. This is what I use. This is what I recommend. This has seemed to be the most cost-effective and easy way for me to handle those things. A couple different sizes and colors as well. Next, I have these Medi shirts, actually from the brand Suitical. These are great. These are kind of giant baby onesies for dogs. They have a mock neck, super chic, Steve Jobs Who, and then down here at the bottom it has like baby onesie snaps. So that they have their legs that go through the sides and then their tail. These are a fantastic alternative to cones. Depending on where your dog is getting surgery, these might not be recommended, but for a lot of other surgeries, you might be able to get away with this instead of a full cone. Definitely talk to your vet about it so it doesn't impede healing. And then this is a inflatable cone. This one's from the brand Kong. You've probably seen these before. When it comes to healing from surgery, there are some surgeries where this you can't use, and they do recommend you use one of the big obnoxious plastic ones if you can get away with one of these. I find them much less invasive and aversive for dogs most of the time. In this bag is an RC Pet brand like raincoat. It's not very thick. It literally just keeps the dogs from getting wet. And this one's Misty's. If you've ever gotten a husky wet, you know that you're gonna regret it. She hates being wet. I don't like her being wet because she's gonna be wet for hours. This is just a little bandana that I'd made, a high-vis bandana. These are cool. These are from RC Pet again. They have really cute patterns for their stuff. This one has toucans and this one has popsicles, and these are cooling bandanas. So you get these wet and they help stay a little bit cooler if you're gonna be in a really hot space. This is not a magical cure to prevent heat exhaustion completely, but these are nice, and honestly I think I use these more often than the dogs do because another little over the collar bandana I made. This one's Mickey. A handful of other bandanas. This one's Valentine's Day. One is St. Patrick's Day, a little rainbow bandana, and two more St. Patrick's Day bandanas that I'd made at some point. I don't know why I have so many bandanas. These aren't really bandana dogs. A little Halloween bow tie that fits on a collar but is too small for any of my dog's collars. And then looks like I have just a bunch of empty containers, which is fantastic, and two lick mats. These are e-mats from Soda Pup, and I have a ton of these. I think that they make super cute designs. These ones are honestly probably the more boring of the designs. This one's just puzzle pieces, and this one is honeycomb with little bees. This is what happens when you leave your dog unsupervised with one and they start chewing it. So I actually just went through, they chewed off the corners on the other three, so I just cut those off so that it wouldn't get ingested. Totally fine and safe. It just doesn't have a wall, so whatever you put in these outer pockets might ooze, so keep that in mind. But if you have made that mistake before, you left your lick mat down too long, your dog got bored, whatever the case may be, you can just snip it and it can last a little bit longer. We're gonna put that in our new little enrichment bucket. We are almost done. I just have this bottom shelf with a couple more things in it to get through, and then we are going to be done. This is the Vet's Best Flea and Tick Home Spray. This and Wonderside are the two that I use the most often. And this is one of my big secrets for not having a flea and tick problem, even though we go on hikes all the time. And I'm a dog trainer. Between Vet's Best and Wonderside, Wonderside did a third-party study a few years ago and found that their spray is more effective because it works faster and it works longer than an unnamed clove-based spray, and at the time this one was clove based. They did recently change their formula, recently as in probably in the last 2-ish years. So now it's peppermint oil based. As far as that study I mentioned, don't know where this fits in now, but the smell is so much better. I would still absolutely use the clove one, and cloves are fine, but the smell got very overwhelming very fast, and this is pleasant. The nice thing about both Wondercide and Vet's Best and their flea and tick sprays is it's safe for your dog, safe for you, it's safe for your home, it's safe for your yard. I spray my dogs down, especially in the summer, if it's tick season. They get sprayed before we go on a hike, they get sprayed after we go on a hike, their gear gets sprayed, I spray myself. If I'm concerned about things, I will spray down like my home a little bit. Next, I have Luna's winter coat. We live in an area where we do get snow, and we like taking the dogs out in the snow, and Misty's very well equipped for it. She's a husky. Luna is a lab and she's decently equipped for it, but if we're gonna be out for longer than half hour, 45 minutes, she gets her coat. This is from the brand Windhorse, and this is a Oregon brand. Oregon is in the state, not the body part. And if it looks like a horse blanket to you, that's because the company that makes this makes horse blankets, and they just happen to also have a line of dog blankets. I have found for Luna, this is one of the options that works best for her because it is a little bit more sheet-like. It doesn't impede her movement too much. If we want to get nitpicky, I don't super love that this goes just straight across the chest because it can affect how much she's able to extend her shoulders, but we don't wear this often enough, like on a daily basis, where it could potentially cause issues over time. Because it's open on the bottom and just has this one strap that goes across the ribs, it doesn't rub on her, which is a big problem for her, and she's able to move a little bit more freely in the legs. It's waterproof, it's fleece lined, it can go in the washing machine, call it good. That's her winter coat. And our absolute very last thing, these are already organized under here, but I wanted to show you guys anyway. I love Kurgo. We talked about Kurgo before with the first aid kit, and these are my dog's winter boots. Both Luna and Misty, my husky and my lab, get winter boots. These don't have to be winter boots, these can be year-round boots. In fact, I have a friend with a service dog that wears these at all times when they're working. We like to go out to this frozen lake, and it's always snowy in the winter there, and we like being out there for a couple of hours at least. And rather than every 45-ish minutes going back to the car to let the dogs defrost so that they don't damage their paw pads, this makes the fun last longer because it helps to keep them safe, helps to keep them warm. We don't have to deal with it as much. The Kurgo boots come in a pack of 4. They all come in the same size. For some people that's totally fine. For others that is a downside. If you do have a dog with drastically different sized feet between the front and the back, Roughwear sells them in sets of 2. So you can customize the fit a little bit better. And they're rubberized soles, they're weatherproof tops. This one has a little bit of wear and tear over it, just from a little probably cut from a branch or something. But otherwise, I've had these for 3 years now, I think. And they've held up really, really well. I like that they're red, so they're easy to see if they get flung off somewhere, but ultimately, the only time that I've really had that problem with my dogs is right after I put them on. If I don't put them on tight enough, usually within the first 5 minutes, I'll lose a boot, but I'll see it, I'll fix it, I'll tighten it a little bit, and then they stay on for however many hours we're outside. I also have to say, one of my favorite parts about having them wear boots, besides the safety element, is that it starts conversations. A lot of times people we pass will point out like, oh my gosh, the dogs are wearing boots, that's so cute. But even better, I get to push my little agenda because they then say, I should get my dog's boots, that's so smart. They, blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's snowy, yeah, my dogs probably should have boots. So I can have a little conversation with them. Be like, this is the brand I get. I really like them. Here's how they work. Here's your little free boot demo in the middle of the snow. So that, my friends, is at least this area of my house that's full of dog stuff. And now it's full of organized dog stuff. Thank you guys so much for sitting and organizing this stuff with me. The video was super long, so obviously it was broken up into 2 parts. So if you enjoyed videos like this, please let me know, and I'd be happy to show you other parts of the house where I stash a bunch of dog stuff and go through different things with you. If you enjoyed this video, of course, leave a like, comment below if you want to see more, subscribe to my channel if you've not already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!